Good evening. Welcome to Epiphany Lutheran Church in Richmond, Virginia. I'm Kevin Barger, the Director of Music Ministry. This is our Music Minute. We're taking a look at the hymns we'll be using in worship tomorrow. Tomorrow is the fourth Sunday after Pentecost, and we're going to start with the piano today. This will be our hymn of the day, For the Fruit of All Creation, and this was originally known as God Who Made the Earth and Heaven. And how it came about was they needed a hymn on harvest themes because it was badly lacking. They really didn't have anything that fit that bill. And so this goes well beyond harvest, however. It includes stewardship, thanksgiving, the wonders of God that astound and confound us. So it's not just the great mystery, it's the confusing mystery as well. And there was another tune that was used with this text, but it never really took off. So this tune has been used far more widely. This is For the Fruit of All Creation. Such a calming melody. Next, we're going to move to the organ for the rest of our hymns today, and we'll start when we get over there with Almighty God, Your Word is Cast, our gathering hymn. This was a poem in 8 stanzas originally. It was intended to be sung as the hymn of the day immediately following the sermon, and it was inspired by the parable of the sower in Matthew 13. It comes to us from England, and the tune has origins as an original psalm tune. So this is Almighty God, Your Word is Cast, and we're going to flip over to the organ. Must be our week for simple melodies. Another beautiful simple melody. And we'll change that a little bit here. Still a beautiful melody with our communion hymn, As the Grains of Wheat. And in this, it was the Thanksgiving connected with communion, and the Eucharist is connected to the bread. It uses the imagery of grain that is scattered from the mountaintop, and it is harvested, ground, and baked into one loaf. Similarly, we as a people are gathered from the corners of all over the world into God's kingdom. This was originally written to be sung as the table was prepared, and it is actually the offering in the Feast and Celebration from Marty Haugen, from which we've done several other pieces over time. This is As the Grains of Wheat. It is another nice calm melody, right? All right, and our last sending hymn, the Spirit sends us forth to serve, and this is, I want to quote the author here. She said, I wanted to write a straightforward closing hymn for the Sundays of ordinary time. That is the green season, as we are in now for many, many weeks. And she wanted a hymn that energized and empowered the assembly to live the gospel during the week that was going to lie ahead. It was a newer hymn. It was penned in 1994, and it demonstrates the good news and loving deeds by the baptized assembly, and that assembly goes forth to scatter and minister to the poor, to those who mourn, to those who are burdened, to those who are hopeless and the blind. The Spirit sends us forth to serve. And that one's not necessarily as calming as the other ones, but it's a calming arrangement of it. So thank you for joining me this evening as we prepare for the fourth Sunday after Pentecost. And if you're coming in worship tomorrow in person, we hope that you are. That will be 8:30 and 10:30 summer schedule here in the sanctuary, with the 10:30 service being on our YouTube channel live streamed, we hope. Last week there was a little bit of an issue with the internet being down, and that causes the live stream to not be able to function. So it was a little late, but there is a recording up from last week's worship if you missed out on that. Thanks again for joining us this evening. We'll see you again next week.